I'm not gonna fool around with any other audio settings or whatever. So yeah, I'm making a video about school. I put it off for a while, and now I'm actually back at school, back in school, whatever you want to say. Figured it's the appropriate time to make this video. Sorry for the background noise. I know it's quite apparent. I highly doubt it's gonna be like barely inaudible in this video, but you know what, whatever. I might turn that fan off actually, but I mean my room's hot as hell, so I'd rather it be more of an inconvenience for my viewers than an inconvenience for me because I just don't. My room's just so hot. I don't know. AC just don't work in here. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, besides the point. I'm talking about school, so let me just get started at that. So I actually sectioned this off into parts. I have all the parts that I'm talking about, like on screen right now. Um, Let me actually put up a display capture. Hold on. Yeah, I have all this stuff up right here. That's the only part. Yeah, that's the only time I show that. But yeah, I wrote it on a notepad. But I mean, it doesn't really matter what I write on. But yeah. Anyway, so the first thing is why I could possibly have to go to school in the first place. I mean, it's pretty obvious why you go to school in the first place. Like, you need to have a basic understanding of math. History is important. It's good to know what's happened in the past so that you don't repeat it in the present or in the future. That's definitely important because we don't want to repeat stuff that really does not need to be repeated. I don't think I need to say like exact stuff. I think most people just kind of already know what I'm talking about, or at least get the gist of what I'm talking about. And I guess science is useful. A bit of knowledge regarding science, I think that's useful too. Um, Chemistry, yeah, I could sort of see that. There are some elements that you want to know a bit about so that you don't, kill yourself. That's kind of, important. But I mean, like, the other stuff, like your elective classes or all that, that's just kind of on you. At least that's how it works in my school. We have electives and everything. But, like, that's kind of on you, you know? And I think for everyone, you should only have to do, like, you should only need to know, like, basic math and, like, basic science, basic history, what was what? Oh, yeah, English. I forget about, I forgot about English. But, yeah, like, basic English, you need to know how to write, you know how to read, obviously. Um, Writing is good for things like taxes. Yeah. Why did I say like two times? Whatever. Point is, you need to know how to like write and read. That's important. You know a little bit about science, just some basic stuff, not really a whole lot. Basic math's good to know. I mean, obviously, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Be good to know how to work with decimals and fractions and percents and stuff like that. But I think outside of that, there's not much more to my knowledge, you would really need to know for most stuff, unless you were going to become a unless you're going to go into a certain field that like needs a lot of prior knowledge in regards to math and everything. I see a lot of people in my school taking like more advanced math, like calculus and like AP math classes, and I just couldn't see me doing that. Like, I'm literally taking the lowest level, not the lowest level math class, but I'm taking one of the lower level math classes. Like, it's just standard math. There is, to my knowledge, also another level that's, like, even more easy than that, and it's just called, like, discrete or something. But I didn't take that because I'm like, yeah, I think I could deal with, like, basic math. I don't need to deal with discrete. And I'm pretty sure it looks bad if you're trying to get into colleges if you have a discrete class that you took. Like, I'm pretty sure it looks pretty bad, so yeah, I don't really need that. But like, I couldn't see myself taking a hard level math class. Like, I took honors level math classes for basically most of my educational career, at least in high school. But after 10th grade and as soon as I started 11th grade, it's like, nah, I'm not doing that. So I'll get into more of why that is later, but basically, yeah, I just didn't like it, honestly. And I don't know, I just feel like a lot of it is stuff that you wouldn't retain. It's very useless knowledge that only very specific people would use, you know? Like, I don't want to be a scientist. I don't want to be an engineer. I don't want to be an architect. I don't want to be a I want to be a pharmacist. You know, I don't want to be. I don't want to be a nurse or anything, or like a doctor. I don't want to be any of that. You know, like I want to do the thing that's best for me. But you don't really get to do that until like college, really. At least to my knowledge. Now I'm not in college right now, and if I look back on this video in the future, and like it turns out that like I was wrong or whatever, you know, I guess I could sue my past self. I wonder if you could do that. I heard of someone who like sued themselves in court or something. I don't know if you could do that. That's kind of funny though. But yeah, that would be kind of funny. But I kind of doubt you could do that. So unfortunately, that's how life is, in the cruel world, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like that's like basic stuff like that is all you really need to know. Like I don't feel like you need to know all this other random ass shit, like how to calculate 2x minus 5 plus 38. Like I don't need to know how to calculate that. Like almost like 99% of the time I would never need to know how to do that. And the 1% of the time I would need to know how to do that is for when I'm in school. And that's it. Literally, like I cannot see myself needing that sort of knowledge at any other point in my life. Like I do not understand. But I feel like I'm spending too much time. How much am I recording on this? Like, 6, yeah, I'm definitely spending too much time on that. But, point is, I don't know, it's like basic stuff is all you really need to know. You don't need to know, like, calculus or any of that shit. Like, you don't need to know that. Moving on to, like, the time you spend in school. That might piss me off even more. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Why do I have to be at school by 9 in the morning, and I don't get home until 5 in the afternoon? Like, by the time I get home, the sun's going down. Like, I get there in the morning, the sun's coming up. I get back at, like, 5 something in the afternoon. The sun is going down. Like, it's always like that until around, like, spring of the next year. And then the sun stays in the sky a bit longer. So it's not actually setting by the time I get out. But as of right now, it is definitely setting by the time I get out. Or at the very least, it is way down there on its way to setting. And it's kind of ridiculous. Like, pretty soon, when I start having to drive home from school and everything, like, I'll have to drive home in the dark. I come to school when it's fresh in the morning, right? I don't get back until it's, like, after dark, basically. And that's kind of crazy. To me, at least. It's like, why are the school hours so long? Like, I wake up at, like, 7 in the morning, and I don't get back to, like, 5 in the afternoon. Like, of course I'm going to be tired when I go to school. And I don't know if schools realize that, when you're tired, you don't work as well. And, maybe something that could help that is if the hours weren't so damn long. Like, why can't I just go to school from, like, 9 o'clock to, like, 2 o'clock or something? That would work better. That's about, like, that's like 5 hours, right? That's still not great, but it's a lot better than 7 hours. And I would take it over 7 hours any day. If I got home by, like, 3 at the latest, like, I'd have a good, like, 6 or 7 hours to just do whatever I want at the end of the day. Like, that's pretty good. That's a lot better than what it is, like, now at least. I mean, like, it's not great, but, I mean, it's better. I'm pretty sure some schools in our nations only go to class for, like, 3 to 5 hours a day. And it's like, why can't I do that? Like, I still have to go to school. I still have to deal with that stuff. But at least I would have less time to have to spend there and just dwell on the most useless shit that is just killing my brain. I don't feel like I'm learning anything. I feel like my brain is slowly dying while I'm at school. There is, like, very rarely a time when I'm at school when I actually feel like I'm learning something that I'm interested in. Most time it's just random shit. And it's like, I don't want to be at school for, like, over half the day if it's not really going to help me at all. I don't get paid to be there. And it's like, I have to deal with these shitty people and everything, shitty teachers. I have to deal with being there for 7 hours a day. Now I got to go through metal detectors because, schools are great now. And it's like, damn, bro. By the way, in case you're wondering, yes, I know why there's metal detectors. I understand. What I'm trying to get at is, it sucks that we have to have them because, I remember literally like the other day, I was going into school. Well, actually, I'll save that for later. Point is, yeah, I don't understand the school hours. Like, I just don't like. Can we have school for like 5 hours a day? Can we do that? I'd much rather have that, or maybe just not at all. But like, anyway, inconveniences. That's the next thing I listed. I mean, I kind of just. I mean, okay. Well, I guess I could list the smaller stuff. So like, first of all, I don't understand why teachers are so pressed about you going to the bathroom. Like, have you guys noticed that? Any of you guys who go to like American schools, have you noticed that? Because I swear, dude, like, half my teachers are like, you need a pass to go to the bathroom, or like, you have to ask first. Don't just go yourself. It's like, bro, I can't control when I gotta go to the bathroom. That's just something that happens. That's like a human thing, right? Like, you can't control when that's gonna happen. You just have to go to the bathroom when you have to go to the bathroom. That's just how that works. Like, you can't just change that. Like, I mean, yeah, you could just stop drinking at all, but like, why would you do that? You're just hurting your body by doing that. And you can't really just hold it in either, because like, that also hurts your body. I mean, I still do that anyway, because I'm definitely not using the bathrooms, because those things are awful. The bathrooms suck. They're so dirty. At least the boys' bathroom. I don't know about the girls' bathroom, obviously, but like, boys' bathroom is just so fucking dirty. And there's obviously gonna be kids vaping and doing drugs and shit in there. Like, I haven't caught anyone doing drugs in the bathroom, but like, I have seen people vaping. I didn't actually go in the bathroom when they were doing that, obviously, but like, I did catch some people vaping one time, or at least it looked like they were vaping. I couldn't really tell. I think they were just starting to vape, so I couldn't really see like a cloud or anything, like, but I could just sort of tell that's what they were doing. I don't think they were doing drugs. I don't think people do drugs in my school, at least to my knowledge, but I know they do vape. And it's like, why would you do that? I could go on and on about why you shouldn't vape, like, in general, but especially at school, like, they're gonna notice you're vaping. Like, they're gonna get onto you about that. They're gonna lose their shit when they see you vaping. Like, why would you even bother with it? Like, it's just hurting yourself anyway, and like, you're gonna get caught by teachers, and they're gonna flip shit about that, because obviously you're not supposed to be doing that. And, it's really bad for your health. I just don't understand people vape in general. Unless you are smoking and, like, that's what you're using to get off of smoking. But, if that's not the case, why would you vape? It's just, I don't understand. But, yeah, anyway. Apart from that, I also, what else do I hate? Oh, yeah, I also hate the fact that, like, when I'm in class, most of the time they have seating charts, so I can't just sit wherever I want, like, every day. Like, I have to always sit in a specific seat. Like, I don't get to choose what seat I sit at. Like, if you're gonna make me spend 7 hours here and not even let me use the bathroom, you could at least let me pick what seat I want. Like, a seat in the back. I said sit, I don't know why. But, like, a seat in the back, or like a seat in the front. Maybe the middle, probably not the front. Maybe the middle, the back, whatever. Like, why can't I just sit wherever I want? I understand some teachers have trouble remembering names and everything, but like, I feel like after you've seen me for a good month or two, you should know like what I look like and what my name is. Like, practice like having conversations with me, actually like trying to communicate with me. That would be cool. Maybe you could do that. I mean, seating chart is useful for the purpose of attendance and everything, so I get that. It's more of a minor inconvenience. It's not really a big deal, but it's just like, I don't really understand sometimes what the big deal is with seating charts. Like, why can't I just sit wherever I want? Like, I mean, it's not going to be sitting with our people anyway. Most of my classes don't have friends in them. Like, I don't have any friends in most of my classes, but like, I mean, and mostly I just kind of go through things by myself, because I'm more of a like introverted person. I don't really thrive off of interaction and everything. But like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just a minor thing, so it's not really a big deal. But it is a big deal. Grading. And the grading system in general. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't understand why grading is a thing in the first place, really. I mean, obviously, I know why. Because they give you work, and, they expect you to use worksheets and everything that are just completely just boring, and just they don't have any sort of life in them. Like, it's obvious that they just copy this from some sort of website and they print it out and they're like, hey, just put your answers on it, make sure to show work, and they have the most tiny boxes to show your work in. It's like, how am I supposed to show my work and like a centimeter wide box? How am I supposed to show my work on? And they force you to use other paper. And it's like, bro, I'm not about to tape like a page or two of paper to my worksheet. Not tape, like, staple or whatever. I'm not about to staple or like clip that on there. Like a page worth of, paper that I could use on like essays or other things like that. Just for showing my work. Like, I'm trying to do it all on the paper. So, like, I feel like you could give me less questions and not have to make me stress out as much over this work. And simultaneously also allow me more space to show my work. Like, that would be crazy. And, yeah, I just hate getting worksheets in general. But grading is, like, I don't understand. Like, the grading scale, I feel like, is a little flawed. Because it's, like, it's basically telling you if you get a 59 or below, you're a failure. Like, literally, you are a failure. Because you're failing if you get below a 60. And obviously, I've gotten my fair share of Fs and everything. Because I'm pretty sure most people have. But, like, sometimes it's basically just RNG. Grade-wise. Because, like, sometimes you get good teachers who are really good at grading and actually respect your work and everything. And then you get some teachers who are like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, so I'm just going to give you a bad grade even though you actually put in the work and effort and everything. Like, obviously, punish those who don't do anything. But at least, like, acknowledge people who put effort into their work and, put passion into something. Don't just say, I got an F because I didn't list sources that apparently you wanted physical copies of. And you didn't tell me that until, like, the day before. So how am I supposed to get physical copies of the stuff? All the sources that I had the day before. That's going to come out soon. I'm about to talk about that. Don't worry. I'm about to talk about that. Because that actually pissed me the hell off. When that happened, I was so pissed. This happened, like, a few months ago. So it was, like, last year. But, like, it pissed me off. But, like, point is, like, why should we just grade this stuff in the first place? Like, it feels like we're getting ranked based on how well we do on this really useless stuff. And honestly, school as a whole feels like just a one big competition. It feels competitive. And that's like a big red flag for me. Because I don't think school should be competitive. Like, when you go to school, you're supposed to learn, like, interesting stuff that could actually help you later on. Like, that's my definition of what school is. Learning interesting stuff that can help you on later in life. And, actually being engaged with, like, the topic that you're learning. And not just on your phones half time. People wonder, specifically teachers, why you're on your phone half time. Well, it's probably because the stuff we learn is useless, essentially. I mean, it could be useful, but most likely it's useless. And not something we're, engaged in overall. And also because it's just not something that we really could use, It's something that we don't really care about. So that's why we're on our phones half time, because we should be attending to these other tasks that are way more important to us than learning about whatever the hell we're learning about, right? Because, like, I would much rather be talking to some of my friends or, like, going outside and actually enjoying the scenery than being stuck in a classroom learning about the history of keyboards or something. Like, obviously, completely random thing I just said. But, like, it's random, and I don't need to know about that, That's my main thing when it comes to grading and, like, schoolwork, and it's like, oh my god, it's like, I just don't understand. I'm not engaged at all when I'm in a classroom. That's true. And then it's like, they make you do group work, and they make you work with other people sometimes. They pair you with, like, random people, sometimes the way you choose, and that's okay in certain classes when, like, I have friends, so, like, I know who I'm going to choose, and in some classes, like, well, I don't really know what to choose, so I kind of just, like, pick random people I think are cool, or I just get group with people because I don't have a partner at the end. And then sometimes they just pair you randomly with people, so you could get, like, the worst kid in the class, doesn't know what the hell they're doing, and then you end up having to do all the work, or you end up getting people who are way too authoritarian, and they want to do all the work. And it's like nothing ever gets done because everyone's just arguing, or like only one person is doing the work, it seems like. And sometimes some people are doing and contributing work to the project. And most of my classes, that's not really been an issue, at least for me. But I have heard a lot of stories about certain group members being really authoritarian or just not contributing anything at all. And it's like, I don't know, man. It's just, I don't understand the point of it. Like, it would be better if we could interact and just naturally make friends through, like, doing whatever we wanted, like playing games, going outside, drawing, interacting with computers, technology, and stuff like that. Like, that would be a more interesting way to make friends. Like, finding a common interest through something that both of you like doing. Making us work with people who we've never met before on assignments that we could care less about isn't exactly going to allow us to connect with people better, because we all hate these assignments pretty equally, I would say. So it's not like that automatically means we have something in common. Like, I mean, just because I like eating, say, like pizza or pasta, for example, that doesn't mean that the person that I'm working with also likes eating pizza and pasta. It's just that they hate school, and I hate school too. But like, that doesn't mean that we both like eating pizza and pasta. That's just not it. And don't get me started on homework. Like, oh my god. Like, I mean, I can point all day about group work and how people are lazy and just don't give a shit about your feelings. But like, why does homework even exist? I'm pretty sure that homework was actually created as a punishment. I did do some research into that before this video. It was like a few weeks ago though, so I don't exactly know if that's like accurate or not. I mean, it could just be something from Wikipedia. I honestly don't know. But apparently homework is made as a punishment, and I can believe that, because literally, what is the point? In a lot of jobs, they don't require you to go home and do homework, or I guess in that case, fill out paperwork or something. Like, when you go to work, you go work at that job, and like, you're there working. You don't like take the work home with you all the time. Like, sometimes maybe, but most of the time probably not, at least to my knowledge. Again, I don't actually work a job right now. I do plan on getting one soon, but it's like, I don't really see the point in doing homework or really any work at home. Like, when you go to work, you should be expected to like work and put in your best effort while you're there, working. Like, when you go home, that should be your time. Do whatever you want. Keep up with responsibilities, like paying for the house, paying for your car. I don't know, taking your dog for a walk if you have a dog. Maybe you have a cat. I don't know. Maybe you have a lizard. I honestly don't know. I don't really care. But like, you have other responsibilities. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, when you go home, you want to do other stuff. You don't want to be stuck with work after you get back from a long day at your job. And similar thing to school. You don't want to be stuck with homework when you come back from school. That's just not what people want to do. When I come home from school, you really think I want to do more school when I get home? Absolutely not. I don't want to do that. Like, I want to have me time. I want to be able to do what I want to do at home, because I'm at home. I'm not at school. There's a reason why you go to school to learn and you go back home to relax. There's a reason for that. Because you're not working or you're not studying or whatever while you're at home. You should be doing that in school. You shouldn't really be studying unless you just really want to know more about the subject and you just decided to do more research into it at home. Like, that's on you. That should be an individual kind of thing. Like, that should be a choice between people. That shouldn't be something that you have to do just because, oh, we didn't finish all the work in class today, or, oh man, I'm just going to make you do this because I love homework. Homework's crazy. And they've like never done homework before, or they had less homework, and they're like, let's give you more homework. And it's like, I don't need more homework. That's what I'm trying to get at. That's what you don't understand. Like, I don't need homework. Stop giving me homework. And like, things like projects, like, they expect you to do at home. It's like, oh, is it we don't have enough time at school? Like, we definitely have enough time at school. We don't even get through all of the freaking units at school. Like, most time we don't complete an entire like unit at school towards the end, like, the ending units or whatever. We don't usually finish the curriculum, so I'm trying to get it. And like, we could use that time. We don't have to finish the curriculum. You could use that time to work on projects and stuff in school, to communicate with our peers better, and just have a good time doing it and actually learning something that could be useful later on in life. But instead, it's like they make you do projects at school that no one wants to work on, and like I said earlier, you could get grouped up with people, and that's a whole other story that I just talked about. And then they expect you to do projects at home, like work on this essay or work on this poster at home. Like you're gonna need all this stuff on your own. We're not providing it for you. Half the time they say that, and it's like, bruh, you expect me to go to the dollar store, get a poster board, get some like markers or something, come back home, do all the research, draw that on the poster board, and then present it in front of the class? Hell no, I'm not doing that. Like obviously I did because I wouldn't have passed the class if I didn't, but like I don't want to do that, and that it's just yeah. But yeah, I've been recording for kind of a long time, so let me talk. Let me talk about personal experiences. It's probably my favorite part of the video because I get to tell you guys about some stuff that happened, and I've been having experiences for a while now, so like just bear with me. I guess I should start like in order from like grade level up to now, because now I'm a senior this year in high school, so technically I could go through just about every grade level. Obviously, there's some stuff that hasn't happened this year yet that could end up happening. I don't know, but it's my senior year. I don't really care. I just thought I'd go ahead and make this video because like last year of school, might as well get this out, All right, so starting in, I'd say it was like 5th grade. This is kind of funny. It isn't really anything that's like bad that happened to me, but actually no, I can start earlier than that. Yeah, I can start in like 3rd grade. So in 3rd grade, I had a teacher who was actually really nice. I really liked her. Problem with that was that she ended up getting cancer. I think it was in like September, October, maybe November actually. I don't know. Like within the first few months of school, right? So she had to leave, go take care of that, understandable, it's cancer. And unfortunately, we ended up getting a pretty bad substitute teacher who I hated because she was kind of mean. I don't really remember much nowadays because that was back in like 3rd grade. But what I do remember is that she was pretty mean. She was kind of, she wasn't the worst teacher I had, but like, yeah, I just didn't like her. And then to rub salt in the wound, I saw that same teacher from the beginning of the year who had to, go out because of cancer, back towards the end of the year, and it's like, bro, I got done so dirty. I mean, obviously, nothing I could control. That's just something that happened, and like, I feel bad for her because, like, cancer is not good. It doesn't matter who gets cancer. It just matters that you get cancer. Because from what I can tell, it sucks. I haven't gotten it myself. Hopefully, I don't ever get cancer. Probably getting jinxed out, honestly, but. I mean, it just kind of sucks that I was left with that substitute teacher. Like, it was just not fun. And then moving on to 5th grade, I have 2 to talk about in particular. Both of them have to do, sort of, with this one friend I had in 5th grade. Well, only one of them has to do with that friend. I don't know why I said both. But, yeah, that friend's kind of crazy, and I'll get to him in a second. I'll just call them different names. But the first story, one of my friends just like threw a rock at a car window. Yeah, I don't know why I did that. That's all I'm gonna comment about that. And then moving on, I think I should give some context to this one because this one's kind of funny. But basically, I had 2 friends back in 5th grade. I'll call them what should I call them? I'll call the like tougher guy. I'll call him like Chris, and I'll call the not as tough guy. I'll call him like Derek. Okay, yeah, I think Derek's good. So we had Chris and Derek, right? So Derek is still friends with me. He's actually in one of my classes this year. So Derek is not really that strong. But he is kind of like witty, He's not really nerdy, but like he can be kind of a smartass, I guess. And then Chris is more of a tough kind of guy, or at least he was. I haven't seen him since 5th grade. I don't know where he's been. I think he went to my middle school, but I haven't seen him past that, so I don't know. I think he moved away. But yeah, Chris was like this tougher guy. He was definitely like not afraid to show to people that like he was strong, but he still managed to be friends with me because like we had some common interests, and I honestly was like pretty chill in fifth grade, so like I could make friends with a lot of people back then, and honestly like it was pretty cool. We had a good friendship, and it was pretty solid for the most part. He was kind of like not cool to some people. Like, I mean, he was cool with me. Like, he literally told me one time when I was in the hallway that he could be like my bodyguard and everything, and like that he would stand up for me and stuff if I ever got bullied. And like, it felt nice to have a friend that would do that because like I couldn't really stand up for all my other friends because I was about as like scrawny as they were, so it wouldn't really do me or them any good, you know. But having a friend that would actually stand up to you, that earned my respect for that guy, you know, because it just felt nice to have someone who would do that. I mean, this is like fifth grade, so it's not like bullying was like bad in my school at all, really. And I didn't really get bullied in fifth grade or throughout the entirety of elementary school at all. Like, I never got bullied really, so like it wasn't a big deal. But it was so nice to have someone to do that, right? So anyway, I don't know exactly how it started, but basically, when we were at recess, I missed recess so much. But when we were at recess, um, they got into an argument, I believe. Over what exactly, I don't know. My theory to this day, and I'd have to ask Derek if he knows exactly what started it, because I don't know if he remembers it still. I kind of want to ask him about that. I might ask him that tomorrow or something when I go back to school. I might have to ask him about that. But, yeah, like, I mean, they were arguing about something. It might have been because they were arguing about, like, just random, like, petty stuff. It might have also been because they were arguing about me. I don't exactly know. But what I do know is that they ended up getting into a fight. And I mean, it was a very one-sided fight. Like I mentioned earlier, you know, Derek, not very strong. Chris, definitely pretty strong. So Derek was just getting his ass beat. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Derek was down bad. I mean, he was losing the fight, like, big time. I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm sorry, Derek, but, like, man, you were just getting beat, man. Like, that's just, it was just sad. Like, it was pretty pathetic to watch that. But it was still kind of fun. Because, I don't know, I hadn't really actually seen a fight before. It was kind of bad. But it actually was drawn out kind of long. Especially considering the teachers were literally, like, right there. And literally, Derek was getting dragged around by Chris on the mulch. And I think he, like, threw him against the grass or something. And, like, they didn't even see that. Like, how did you not see that? They're literally right there in front of the playground. Like, I might have to draw something. Like, actually, hold up. I'm about to draw this in paint. But it was, like... But, yeah, literally. It was, like... hold on. This was, like, the hill, right? This is the playground over here. I think it was Bluetooth. This is, like, the playground, right? And then over here is, like, the grassy area, or, like, whatever. Literally, and I'll just draw the air playground, too. And literally, like, teachers were probably, like, right here. Like, right there. That's where they were sitting. And this dude was getting beat, like, in this area. And they didn't see that. Like, how in the world did you not see that? Like, are you... Like, you know? Like, how did they not see that? Like, I don't understand. Like, obviously, and there's, like, a track over here, too. Like, there's a track that goes around, like, here. And it's a really badly drawn track. But it goes around there, right? So there's a track over there, too. But, like, this was going on for a good 10, like, 15 minutes, I think. And they didn't see this. This brawl going on over here. Man was getting beat to death. And they didn't even see that. Like, all the way over here. Like, and then we're more focused on the thing over here. And it's like, literally, like, WWE over here. They just did not see that. Or maybe they just didn't care. I don't know. But, I mean, they acted like they care when they did see it, eventually. So, it's like, I don't understand. I'm not saving that. But like seriously, like I don't understand. I genuinely don't. But like, damn, it was kind of fun to watch. I was actually kind of cheering them on. That was back when I was like a menace to society. I was just a villain. You know, back then I was a super villain. But like, eventually got broken up. Obviously, I think Chris got like ISS something, and then Derek had to go to the nurse's office or something. Um, but it was still funny because it's like, damn, bro, you gotta wonder sometimes. You know, you gotta wonder. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, that's enough elementary school. I guess I should get into middle school now. I mean, that was probably the best story I gotta tell. But like, still. But yeah. So basically, and our time was in was this grade? Oh yeah, it was this grade. Yeah. It was after lunch because after lunch in middle school, basically we got like a little time at the end of the day. Not the end of the day. What? Okay, whatever. We got a little bit of time after lunch where you could just walk around this track. It was sort of like their replacement for recess, which it still sucked. I mean, like, recess is top tier. You know, they can't really replace that. But like after lunch, we got to go to this track and we were walking around, and some kid was like untying people's shoes. I don't know why. And so he tried to do that to me. Turns out he didn't realize that I was actually secretly spying on him, and that I knew he was doing that, and I knew he was about to come out and do it to me because he was like right behind me. And I lifted my foot up. I kicked my foot up like so fast, and this dude's face hit the gravel so hard. I'm like, it was so funny. Like, this dude just fell face first into some gravel. And he got back up and he looked so, like, depressed after that. His friend was laughing at him, too. I was laughing at him. Pretty sure some other people were laughing at him. It was so funny. But yeah, he kind of gave me a death stare when I came back into class. But, like, he never pressed me about it. So, I guess he just kind of didn't want to pick on me after that. So, all good. I handle issues with violence. What can I say? That's just what I do. And then in 7th grade, there's one fat kid who was trying to bully me, but like no one liked him, and he was fat, so instant L, common middle school L. But yeah, anyway, I'm getting way too hyped for this video. It's really not a good video, but I'm just getting way too hyped in it. It's kind of funny. I don't remember anything else about 7th grade. Oh yeah, I hated this history teacher I had. She's kind of a bitch, but I don't know what her name was. I would definitely say her name in this video. She was a bitch. I don't care if her name gets found out. I really don't care. She was a bitch. I don't even know if she still works at school anymore. I hope to God she doesn't. But like, yeah, she gave me a D on this poster I made. We had to make a poster for like certain countries, and I think I chose Italy. So I made a poster about Italy. I drew the Colosseum. I drew the Italian flag. I drew like some pasta, like some dishes, some like popular Italian dishes and everything. And I wrote a bit about it and everything. I tried to make the poster like actually somewhat good, and the amount of time I had. She only gave us like 2 days to work on it. I'm like, bro. And it was like towards the weekend, so it was like, take your homework on the weekend. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. So I worked on it for like a day and a half, basically. I turned it in. She gave me a D on it. So she didn't fail me. So that's at least a little bit better than future stories. But like, still, like, like at least like a C. Like, you got to give me a D for that. Like, come on, man. That's not even funny. That's just sad. But yeah. Anyway, and then in 8th grade, I was in this theater class. This is kind of not a good story. It's not really funny. Kind of sad actually. But like, yeah, there was this kid who I don't know if he was like emo or something. I really don't know. I mean, he didn't have his hair dyed, but his hair was like really long, and like he only talked to like one person in the class. He was better than me. I didn't talk to anyone in the class because I was in theater. That's the class. I had it basically. Long story short, I transferred from another class to that class because the other class was pretty hard, but it was Spanish, by the way. The screw Spanish. German's better. But yeah, I curious for that class, and yeah, there's that one kid, and I don't know, something seemed kind of off about him. But like one day, he was talking a lot, and everyone else trying to like do their work. Basically, we were like writing a script, I think. Um, like for a fictional play, we had to write a script for it, and he was just talking a lot, and like he wouldn't shut up, and I was actually starting to get annoyed too. I'm pretty sure some more people were, but the teacher I know was definitely getting annoyed because eventually she was like, "Hey, could you guys like keep it down to a whisper and everything?" And the guy was like, and he was like, yeah, whatever," and he just kept doing it. And eventually, I think she raised her voice or something, and then he got a little mad. And then some other people across the room, these were like the more athletic kids, started like laughing and everything. I don't know if it was related to him or not, but they started laughing, and then he just had a full on fucking mental breakdown. This kid just died inside that day, I think. He, like, something awakened him. Like, you had some, like, anime protagonist moment right there. Because this guy just started, like, spitting complete nonsense. Like, I mean, he was just going off about how it was stupid that like he wasn't even talking that loud or anything, and like that it wasn't really a big deal, and that those kids I mentioned earlier were just like laughing at him for no reason, just calling him out for shit he didn't do. And then he just started crying at his desk, and everyone just like sat there. We didn't know what to do. Like, not even the teacher knew what to do. Like, she was just like, "Are you okay?" Like, I don't even think she knew what was wrong with this dude. Like, oh my god, I honestly don't know myself. I have no idea. But yeah, he had like a mental breakdown, and then he was like, okay, he just stopped crying eventually, and then he just went to the office because, like, you know, kind of caused a disruption. You know, it's like, I don't know what that kid's problem was. I don't know if he had some sort of like disorder or something. I don't know. I guess the pieces just fell into place. You know, something just snapped. My dude went crazy. I don't know why. I still don't. I genuinely have no idea even nowadays. This is back in like 8th grade. I'm in like 12th grade now. I still have no idea why I did that. But that was kind of cool. I mean, it wasn't really great. I mean, I just sat there awkwardly. I mean, I couldn't have been sitting there any more awkwardly than I already was. But yeah, that was kind of cringe. Not gonna lie. And then in ninth grade, I actually had a class with Turtle. I don't know if you guys know that, but Turtle used to go to my school. I had a class with him in 8th grade, but that's not really important. Because like nothing really happened. But in ninth grade, we had a civics class together, and we sat at lunch too. I also sat at lunch with this other guy. I think in my Discord server, he's called like Mr. Disgrace. Yeah, his normal name is C-Man. But yeah, I sat with him at lunch too. They're pretty chill people, honestly. Like, I vibe with them, you know what I mean? And Turtle especially, I talked to him a lot. And we were in civics one day, and like I remember there was this. I think it was Fanta, because I think the school was giving out Fanta at the time. For some reason, I don't know, some sort of fundraiser shit. They always like to pull fundraisers for like no reason. Like, I mean, I guess I can see why I need money now, because like no one wants to enroll at the school anymore. Wow, I wonder why. But yeah, I don't know. Point is, they were selling Fanta, and there's a Fanta next to Turtle's chair. So he got the Fanta. Might not have even been Fanta, I don't know. But he got the drink, right? And then he like opened it accidentally. Like, he didn't mean to open it. And then he just left it there, and it just like started like fizzing out and stuff. I'm like, dude, like, you opened it. Are you not gonna drink it? He's like, no, I can't drink it. Like, I mean, like, I think he said something about maybe his next class, like he couldn't drink in there or something. And he just left it there, and I'm like, dude, like, what? Like, just take it. Like, why would you not take a good Fanta? Like, bro, I would take that. I don't care if they asked me to throw it out in the gym. Like, I would still take it and drink it. Like, I mean, I might have to drink that shit fast, but I mean, like, I'd still drink it. I mean, hell, this shit is free it's free juice, you know? Like, hell yeah, I'll take that. But, I mean, Turtle's just built different, you know? So, whatever. 10th grade, I don't really have anything to talk about. It was just like 10th grade is 10th grade, you know. I almost failed my German. Oh wait, no, I do have something to talk about actually. I almost failed my German class because I took German 2 in 10th grade because German 1 I took in ninth grade. Like, I kind of foreshadowed that earlier. But, like, yeah, I was taking German 2 in 10th grade. And then I was about to fail because, like, I never participated in the group projects or anything. I wouldn't have my assignments, so I had like a 58, I think, at the end of the year. And I was like pleading with my teacher. I was like, please, bro, you gotta let me do something. Like, I don't want to fail German. I gotta get that language credit, bro. You gotta give me something. I mean, it was mostly my parents who just told me to do that, but like, I genuinely was a little concerned that I wouldn't get that credit, and it definitely was a issue for me. And basically, he was like, okay, we can actually schedule a meeting, and you could talk to me in German for a few minutes, and like, I'll kind of judge based off of that if like you can like pass my class, basically, because like he'd raise it up just enough so that I could actually pass the class if I did do well in this. And so eventually we managed to get into a call one day. We had to transfer from a Teams meeting to my phone because I could not get my mic to work in Teams at all. Like, I genuinely had no idea why the audio in Teams was so messed up for me. That's part of the reason why I didn't really like online school, but I kind of did because the Teams audio was just so wacky. It just didn't work half the time. I honestly don't know why. But anyway, so yeah, we had a call. I talked for a few minutes. I think like 5 to 6 minutes. Something. We talked mainly in German, and then he was like, "All right, I gotta go attend to business." He said, apparently he had like slaves in his basement. I'm like, "What the hell is this dude getting on about?" Oh, like I genuinely don't understand. Like, he was talking about slaves. That comment's kind of stuck with me. Because, like, I barely talked to this dude throughout the entire year. And all of a sudden now, it was like, this dude was talking about slaves in his basement to me. I'm like, that was such a shock to me. I did not expect this dude to start talking about that. Because, you know, normally when I expect stuff from teachers, just like, oh, make sure to hand in your assignments, or like, how's your day going? Or like, is so-and-so here, you know, for attendance or whatever. Did not expect them to talk about that. I can't say I did. I mean, that was definitely a comment he made. That was definitely common. I won't elaborate on that further, because that's all the information I have, because the call ended there. I did pass, though, and funny enough, the day I passed German was the same day that I hit 1,000 subs. Like, that was a pretty W day, I'm not gonna lie. That was actually one of the best days of my life, probably. I passed German, and I got 1,000 subs, and I got monetized, like, a few days later. That is achieving. Like, I don't care what schools tell you, that is truly believing and achieving. If you want to go do something, you gotta go do it. And don't let schools say you can't do it or can do it. Like, you go do what you need to do to achieve the goals that you set for yourself. That is a life lesson. I'm not gonna lie. Enough said. But yeah, and then 11th grade, I just had a lot of bad experiences with my teachers and stuff. Like, I took honors math 3 in 11th grade, but I only was in the class for like a little less than a month, I think. About a month, I'd say. And then I dropped out, and I went to a lower level math class because I just wasn't about to deal with honors math 3. Like, god damn. I think I had a nightmare one time that, like, that teacher got pissed at me, and like I had to like run run from the building. I ran through like after school, and I just ran to the parking lot, like, cause I made her mad or something. I just bolted. Like, that was the funniest dream. I don't know if I can say that as a dream or a nightmare. I honestly don't know. But that would make for a really good, like, creepypasta or something, honestly. That'd be kind of funny. It wouldn't be a good creepypasta, but it would be funny if I'd make it into one. I might do that, actually. But, yeah, I mean, like, dang, dude, I just, like, you know a class is bad if I have, like, nightmares like that. Like, that a teacher's gonna chase me out of the school and, like, through the parking lot while I'm trying to get to my car, or, like, someone who would take me home or something. Like, that's pretty bad. But, yeah, I dropped out of that, so it was all good. And then I had this one teacher. We'll call her, Miss L. Funny enough, that was what her name actually started with. So she literally was an L. Why'd I have my water bottle? Anyway, yeah. So she was literally a walking L. Like, I mean, it's pretty obvious because, like, she's a bad teacher. Like, her grading system made, like, no sense. Like, sometimes she gave me, like, perfect scores on papers that had, like, a sort of decent amount of work. And then sometimes she gave me Fs for stuff that had about the same amount of work, if not more, usually, like, less. But about the same, right? And honestly, the only good days in her class was when she wasn't there or when we got to watch movies. And that was it. And one time she made a comment about how I ate popcorn. I'm like, dude, like, me eating popcorn is none of your business. Shut the fuck up. But yeah, um, that's about it. She was just kind of bad. She didn't. There wasn't anything interesting that happened between me and her. It's just like I didn't like her as a teacher. Like she was just kind of bad. But nothing really interesting to talk about in that regard. I just like I don't understand why she graded the way she did sometimes. And then nothing really interesting happened last year, honestly. Well, actually, no. There was something that I remember right now. Basically, there was this guy that came to speak to us about like senior stuff, and apparently he was Polish or something. I don't know, but yeah, he was giving a speech about like senior stuff because I was still in my junior year at that time, and he was like, so basically like if you guys want to get more info on this, guys can check out my white van. I'm like, I'll pass. Actually, I'll pass. Like, good offer. I'm gonna pass on that though. And everyone was like, the bell rang for like, cause we had this like flex period at the end of the day last year. They might bring that back this year. I don't know yet, but it was like basically like a free period at the end of the day, where you could just go certain places and like study or like hang out or whatever. And the bell rang for that, and like literally everyone in the auditorium was like, hell no, I'm out of here, cause that was not too long after he said the white van thing. And like basically almost everyone left. This guy was just still standing there, and he was like, "Damn." He just had that face, like, "Damn." It was so funny. I felt kind of bad though. There was only like a few people that stayed behind to listen to the rest of the stuff he was talking about. But like, I can't imagine how much money the school paid for him to actually come out there and speak, only for like pretty much everyone in the auditorium just leave as soon as they could and like not digest anything he said. Like that. That is hilarious to me. And I don't feel bad about it because, it's school. I don't care. And then this year, literally like a few days ago, might have been yesterday. I don't remember. Anyway, yeah. I was going through the metal detector that they just started setting up this year because, yep, fucking hooray. And it went off, because undoubtedly there would be something metal in my book bag. And they're like, hey, we gotta, like, stop you for a second, like, gotta check you out and everything. And they had me empty out my book bag, and I was like, well, I think if I just take out my laptop, my binders, like, that's the only thing metal I know in my book bag. And they're like, yeah, sure, just, like, walk through it again. I'm like, okay. So I walk through it again. Still goes off. Like, I had the stuff, like, I left the stuff there, and then I went through it again with just me on my book bag. Still went off, and they're like, damn, like, what's going on, And they're like, what's in the milk pocket? I'm like, no, nothing, it's just pencils and, like, color pencils and stuff, whatever. And I showed them my calculator case. They're like, put that out, too. And I'm like, should I put my phone out? And they're like, yeah, just put your phone here or whatever. I was kind of scared my phone would get stolen, honestly. Like, in that moment, I was like, man, I wonder if someone's gonna steal my phone. Like, I mean, I don't really care. I mean, that would suck. But, like, nothing much I could do about that. But yeah, I mean, I had to go through that thing a good, like, I'd say 4 or 5 times probably. And they finally figured out that it was my glasses case that was setting it off. Because I wear glasses, right? I have, like, prescription glasses. Because I have kind of bad eyesight from a distance. But, like, it was my glasses case that was in there. I was setting it off. And I was like, bruh, you made me take half the stuff out my book bag for a glasses case. I mean, that's not really, like, their fault necessarily. It's kind of my fault. Because, like, I should have figured that it would be something like that. But I couldn't have predicted it would be my glasses case. Like, I mean, I understand, they have to do their thing to protect people at school. I understand that. But it's like, god damn, I went through half my book bag, bro. It's not that serious. Well, it is that serious. But, like, damn. It was just annoying. But that's all the personal experience that I've had at school, at least so far. I probably have some more by the end of this year, but that's honestly about it for high school and just school in general. Because this is my last year of conventional school. I'll probably go to college because I think my parents really want me to do that. But who knows? I don't even know what college I'd be going to. So I mean, who knows? But my closing thoughts about school are that I do think it needs to be reformed. I do think that what we learn in school right now is not very helpful for our lives in the future, and it's not really going to help us much unless we have a job that's like very specifically uses some of this stuff. And honestly, I feel like it should just be basic level stuff like basic math, basic science, basic history, basic English. You know to read and write, do basic math, all that. Like I mentioned at the start of this video, but I also feel like it should be more catered towards a person specifically, um, and what they specifically want to do from an earlier age instead of having to rely on only getting to do the stuff that you want to do like in college or something. And that might not be exactly how that is. I don't know. I haven't been to college yet. I might never be to college. I think I might. I think I will be, but whatever. But what I do know is that school right now is not very doesn't really have a variety of stuff you can do. It's just kind of like you do what everyone else does, and you will like it, because if you don't like it, that's unfortunate. That's basically what school's like, and it kind of sucks because like you have to be there for like 7 hours a day for most of the week, and it's like you're not even really learning anything useful while you're there. So basically, it's just a big waste of time. The only thing school is good for is getting a piece of paper, and that's facts. Like you can't disagree with me. Because literally, the only point of going to school is literally just to get a piece of paper that says that you graduated. That's about it. And, like, I hope it changes in the future. I really want school to change in the future. Not for my sake, but for newer kids' sakes who, the upcoming generation. It makes people uncomfortable. It makes people more clueless, if anything. Sometimes it gives them more knowledge. Most of the time, it just makes you more clueless. And school is just not fun. It's the same brainless shit that you've been learning for years on end, and it doesn't get any better. The higher up you go, it just gets worse. And yeah, I just hope it changes, but I mean, who knows, man. That's all I have to say about school. I've already been recording this for almost an hour now, so I'm gonna go ahead and peace out. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, I'm gonna go take a shower because it's like 8:40. I gotta go to school tomorrow. So yeah, peace.